Hello everyone, let me introduce myself to all of you. My name is Nur Pratista Anandhiyanadi Amara. My student number is B1024191026. I'm the student of University of Tanjung Pura. In this semester, I take Human Resource Management and my lecturer is Sir Adi Mursalim. So, on this good occasion, I would like to answer the Hrm Mid-Term Quiz. Well, my dear audience, watch me and listen to me carefully. First, I would like to answer the question on part A. So, I have attended all of HRM class, which are around 7 class if I'm not mistaken. I joined the class because I want to learn more about HRM and because this course is a compulsory course in this semester. I didn't have any absence from attending HRM class because, in my opinion, HRM is an important course. This course is very interesting because this course have many discuss about how to be a good HR, and that's why I never miss this class. In learning HRM, the title of book that we use in this semester is Human Resource Management Practice by Michael Armstrong. This book teaches theories, rules, strategies, policies, and so on about human resource. This book has 12 sections which contain 59 chapters, but in this semester we study about 14 chapters, such as first is Human Resource Management. We talk about model of HRM, aims of HRM, and characteristic of HRM. And the second is Human Capital Management. We talk about the concept of human capital and human capital management, practice and strategy. And the third is role of the HR function. We talk about the overall role of the HR function, preparing, justifying, and protecting the HR budget. And the fourth is the role of HR practitioner. We discuss about professionalism in HR, ambiguities in the role of HR practitioner, and conflict in the HR contribution. And the fifth is role of the frontline manager. We talk about the line manager role in the implementing HR policies and how to improve frontline manager as people managers. Number 6 is international HRM. We talk about issues in international HRM and international HR policies. Number 7 is strategic HRM. We talk about aims of strategic HRM and how to implementing strategic HRM. Number 8 is HR strategies. We talk about types of HR strategies and criteria for an effective HR strategy. Number 9 is developing and implementing HR strategies. We talk about strategies option and choice, implementing HR strategies. Number 10 is HRM policies. We talk about HR policies area, formulating HR policies. Number 11 is competency based on HRM. We talk about types of competency and developing a competency framework. Number 12 is knowledge management. We talk about the concept of knowledge and knowledge management system. Number 13 is analyzing roles, competency and skill. We talk about roles analysis, competency analysis, skills analysis. Number 14 is the nature of work. We talk about theories about work, organizational factor affecting work. In my opinion, I'm quite active in HRM learning because I often ask a question in Q&A session and answer the question given by the presenter. So far, there are 12 groups that have present in HRM learning. In the presentation given by my friend, I quite understood some of the discussion given because it was explained well by my friend. And in the presentation given by my group, I was quite satisfied because in the discussion we were able to answer the question given in the Q&A session, and I think we explained it quite well and compactly. I'm very interested when talking about HRM because nowadays the role of HRM in a company is very much needed, and I have an interest in knowing more about it. I have answered all the questions on part A, and now I want to answer the question on part B. Question number 1 is mention and explain the definition of HRM to the 5 experts. How you define HRM? The definition of human resource management according to Armstrong is an approach to a human management based on 4 basic principles. And then the definition of human resource management according to Handoko is the withdrawal, selection, development, maintenance, and use of human resources to achieve individual and organizational goals. And then the definition of human resource management according to Rival is one of the areas of general management which include aspects of planning, organizing, implementing, and controlling. And the definition of human resource management according to Hasibuan is the science and art of regulating the relation and role of the workforce in order to be effective and efficient in helping the realization of company, employee, and community goals. The definition of human resource management according to Henry Shimamura is the use, development, assessment, remuneration, and management of individual members of organization or groups of workers. And in my opinion, human resource management itself is a way designed to manage the resources that exist within the company. The system was created to maximize each individual effectively so that common goals can be achieved. And the question number 7 is explain the future role of the human research function. The role of the human HR function and human research management is fairly important, namely determining factor of production, building, and developing the company. If there are no qualified and adequate human resource, of course, it will automatically fail to achieve the goals you want to achieve ultimately. In addition, this existence of this human resource is also a key factor in supporting the success. Question number 3 is why must the company have HR policies? Human resource policies and procedures are important as they provide structure, controls, consistency, fairness, and reasonableness in SMS. They also ensure compliance with employment legislation and inform the employees of their responsibility and company expectation. Question number 4 is explain the concept of strategy according to Jason and scholars. Strategy has been defined by Jason and scholars as the direction and scope of an organization over the long term, which ideally match its research is changing environment and particular to its market, consumer, and client to meet stakeholder expectation. Question number 5 is what is the aim of strategic HRM? The fundamental aim of strategic HRM is to generate a perspective on the way in which critical issues relating to people can be addressed. Question number 6 is mention and explain the types of HR strategies. There are two basic types of HR strategies can be identified. First is overarching HR strategies. Overarching HR strategies describe the general intention of the organization about how people should be managed and developed and what steps should be taken to ensure the organization can attract and retain the people it needs and ensure so far as possible the employees are committed, motivated, and engaged. Number 2 is specific HR strategies. Specific HR strategies set out what the organization intends to do in areas such as talent management, how the organization intends to win the war for talent, continuous improvement, providing for focus and continuous incremental innovation sustained over a period of time. Question number 7 is what is competency? Explain what competency framework and how important is competency framework at workplace. So, competency based on HRM is about using the concept of competency and the result of competency analysis to inform and improve the process of performance management, recruitment and selection, employee development, and employee reward. A competency framework contains definition of all the behavioral competency used in the whole or part of an organization. It provides the basis for the use of competency in such area as recruitment, employee development, and reward. Question number 8 is how many steps are there to develop a competency framework? Mention and explain the steps for developing a competency framework. There are 10 steps to develop a competency framework. Step 1 is program launch. Step 2 is involvement and communication. Step 3 is framework design, competency list. Step 4 is framework design, definition of competency. Step 5 is define use of competency framework. Step 6 is test the framework. Step 7 is finalize the framework. Step 8 is communicate. Step 9 is train. And the last step is monitor and evaluate. Question number 9 is explain the concept of knowledge to Beckler. What is knowledge management? Beckler notes that knowledge is multifaceted and complex, being both situate and abstract, implicit and explicit, distributed and individual, physical and mental, developing and static, verbal and encoded. His categories of knowledge are: first is embedded in technology, rules, and organizational procedure, and the second is culture as collective understanding, stories, values, and beliefs. Number 3 is embodied into the practical activity, based competency and skill of key members of the organization. Number 4 is embraced as the conceptual understanding and cognitive skill of key members. Knowledge management is about getting knowledge from those who have it to those who need it in order to improve organizational effectiveness. The last question is mention and explain the types of knowledge, and mention and explain the purpose of significance of knowledge management. Knowledge management considers two types of knowledge, explicit and tacit. Explicit knowledge can be codified, it is recorded and available, and it's held in databases, incorporated intranets, and intellectual property portfolios. Tacit knowledge exists in people's minds. It is difficult to articulate in writing and is acquired through personal experience. The purpose of knowledge management is to capture a company collective expertise and distribute it to however it can achieve the biggest payoff. I have answered all the questions on part B, and now I want to answer the question on part C. In the part C, there are 3 videos that I will answer the question. Now, I will answer the question on the first video. The video is talking about 2 human resource management which have different perspectives in the way of managing the human resource management. What I get from this video is no matter how smart we are in theory, but if we cannot do it in the real life, it's still useless. And communication skill is the important skill for manager. If I am the manager in a company, I will make my employees happy, because if employees are happy, they will do their jobs to the fullest. Now I will answer the question on second video. The video is about how to work in company environment by good manager and bad manager. The problem is bad manager, uncomfortable work environment, and corruption of company salesperson. I find the manager in this company by credit in the last video. Managers are very influential on the work environment. If managers in the company are bad, then the work environment will also bad. Now I will answer the question on the last video. Yes, I watched the video completely. This video is about a company that goes bankrupt because their income always decreases, and their employee one by one leave because their manager is so arbitrary to them and just want them to always work to get a big profit. There are Echan Septian as manager marketing, Kevin as financial manager, Hendy as CEO, Daniel as HR manager, Kairin Sanjaya as secretary, Salvatore as operation manager. I find the manager in this video is so easily because they describe the character in the beginning in this video. After they scolded, the employees work harder to get lots of customers and sellers, so the profit will increase because they need to reach the target by CEO. Treat your employees and customer well, give them best service so they will be loyal in company, and be wise, be HR manager. So that's all for me. Thank you for listening and watching me until finish.